Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Take 5 Challenge here with me, Henry Perezalonso. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what we've got going on here, this is an opportunity for me as a Parks and Rec professional and you as a Park and Rec professional to really connect. The Take 5 Challenge is simple. It is to intentionally take 5 minutes a month to connect with another professional, whether it's someone that is coming up before you, coming behind you, or riding right alongside you in the same position. But whatever it is my belief that we truly, truly can make each other better, sharpen each other's iron sharpens iron, we sharpen each other, we get better. If we take the time to connect and do this thing, right? So there is a program out there with our friends at California Parks and Recreation Society. So thank you, CPRS. Thank you to the Push to Play network that is hosting us here on the Take 5 Challenge for letting us do this and letting us connect with other professionals. Today's show, I'm very excited to talk to a friend in just moments and to connect with someone and really kind of ask them some stuff that maybe can help me, because I know I'm going through something right now and I'm reaching out intentionally to, help me find a way. So when I come back, you and I will get a chance to speak to my friend Nicole Acquisti. So just hang tight and we'll be right back here on the Take 5 Challenge. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Henry.
I like that. It was almost so formal. Hi, Henry.
It was.
So I appreciate that. So thank you for coming on and kind of chatting with me. I know that this request of the day actually came from me because I think I needed to bounce something off of somebody and kind of just take 5. And I know that you're a professional in our biz, so I figured I'd go that. But first.
And I'm really excited because I don't even know what we're going to talk about.
I know. So that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it, right? So first, tell the people who you are. Those who are watching, not that they don't already know, but I think it's really important for them to know who you
are. My name's Nicole Acquisti. I'm the recreation manager for the city of Burlingame. I've been here for 14 years now. Before that, I have worked in Pacifica and Redwood City and San Diego.
So it's safe to say that you've been in the biz for a little while.
It is safe to say that,
It's
yes.
safe to say that. And safe to say that you've experienced lots of ups and downs, perhaps in our profession or things that might be exciting, things that might be nerve-wracking, all of those things, right? She's like, where are you going with this, Henry?
Yeah, what's going on? What are you setting me up for?
It's this, honestly... Okay, so those of them, all 2 of you that watch this actual podcast, know that I may have changed new jobs and a new position recently, and I know that you've gone through that as well. But really, what I wanted to get some take on and get some help on, in a sense, is or talk about, because it's on my brain right now, is rhythm. Right, finding your rhythm, your rhythm at work, and when you move locations and things like that, because and I know you've done that too. You've changed agencies in the past, and you maybe is at a different level. But I think on any level there is a certain transition period, but because it's not a funk, it's not a lull. No. It really is my whole schedule just got jacked up because I'm taking this other opportunity, and it's about. Finding that rhythm again. And I don't know, it's like I am in that spot right now. It's like I know what I'm doing, I got this down, there's so many different meetings that I'm used to, but I just got out of somewhere that I was for 13 years and I was pretty dialed into the rhythm of the day, the rhythm of stuff. Help.
I don't know if I could be much help, but I can definitely chat with you about it.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 things that I focus on. One is, so I used to have a license plate when I worked for Redwood City. My license plate holder said, find your balance. And I don't think it was really until recently that I really understood what that meant, and I put it into proper practice. So it's find your balance of work, play, take the time off, just balance that. Work hard, play hard. That's I always thought I was doing it, but I realized that I am much more aware of how I do that recently. And I think the other thing is build your team. I mean, you know this.
Yeah.
I can take vacation, which is needed for mental health, obviously, but because I can rely on my team. So if I'm off, I'm fully off. And I think that's how you find your rhythm, is being able to kind of, find your rhythm, find your balance, I think are interchangeable stuff.
So, and I like that. I like trying to, the balance thing, I wrote it down, find balance, because I think it also works in finding my rhythm. It is really, I'm making a new one, right? I'm making a new one with where I'm at, with the people I'm at. What is their expectation? You know, even comes from, I think part of it is, when am I coming into work, and when are they, when can they consistently see me come in, right? When am I leaving? What am I doing? Am I showing and modeling, say, that balance, right, to everybody?
Yeah.
And I think even right now, one of the things for me is, how do you communicate to a newer group of yours that honestly, I don't like 1:00 meetings. So, I'm
awful at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I'm like 1:00 meetings. I'm like, don't most of you just get back from lunch?
Isn't it 1:00 right now?
I mean, it may be, but it's my time, 1:00, right?
Got it.
So it's a pick and choose.
Yeah, I think more so than words, it's actions, right? Like, so I always tell my staff I want to show up.
Yeah.
I want to be the person who you can rely on to show up. And I think there's power in that, because you can talk all you want, but until you put actions behind those words, and in you have this whole new team, right?
Yeah.
So they don't know who you, Adam Chow knows who you are, but you can't just get off or get away with being, kind of the person that you are and not have the clout to kind of follow that.
Right.
Right. So for those of you who don't know you got to show up.
Yeah. What's interesting too is, like, and this is unique for me, is that I actually am in this job with a staff that 90% of them I knew or had some sort of relationship beforehand.
Oh, really? That's
so it's trippy,
oh, that's
right?
great.
So
yeah, that's great.
It is exciting and also true in what you're saying, because they only know me, say, from professional settings, and when I say professional settings, are professional these settings, and some may know me from different areas, whether we've served on boards together or just have this interaction. Not to mention that I was in the city right next door to them for a number of years, that we were resources for each other. So it's a different way that they have to know me, right? And that's kind of interesting in trying to, because I'm not trying to redefine myself, because I think at this point too, I'm who I am.
I think you are who you are, and there's no way to kind of get around that. Yeah. And you just own who you are, and you come in and, this is me, this is what I stand for, and then show up and show those things, and then that's how you do it.
Yeah. So in your career now, because, you're seasoned professional here.
I am. I have the gray hair.
Every day. Well, let's go back to the you are who you are thing, right? Do you feel like, was there ever something that clicked for you that just said, I have enough experience, I have enough knowledge in this world, whether it be worldwide, professional-wide, that kind of allowed you to go, what you see is what you get, and like it or not, here's Nicole. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, was there something?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I've always been that way. You know me pretty well. Yeah. So, it is, what you see is what you get. I'm not trying to be anybody else. I've been that way my whole life. I think that you can come into a job, and I'll rephrase.
Yeah.
I think you come into recreation, and you give so much of yourself that it's almost impossible to be anything but yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be pretty evident if you're, fake or phony or all of these things. I think we work too closely together in this profession anyway, and we spend too much time together to be anything other than what you are. So I think, to answer your question in a roundabout way, I think I just have always been this way. I've just always been, this is me. I'm loud, I'm goofy, I say the wrong thing quite honestly all the time, and I also say a lot of apparently great things, and it's that's what it is. And I don't know.
No, I'm not.
I don't know if I've ever had that aha moment.
Yeah, being authentic, or
have you?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. So I think that I knew it, like, it's called evolution, right? We evolve as we grow older, and
Yeah.
we do. So there are definitely times that I'm like, I can probably point back to and go, that was the year I felt more comfortable in that role, right? Or that was the year I felt more comfortable as I grew, and it's
That's
based on
interesting.
experience. But whether it was an aha moment or just a moment when I came to this job, it really was, I am who I am. I have the experience that I have. And it's either going to work or it's not, but I'm going for it all in as is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's so funny because for an outside perspective, so I know I've known you for a couple decades
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
right? Like probably 20 years or so. And I've never seen you be anything other than you. So it's interesting that you had that aha moment when you got to this new job.
But it was, I think it's because, you know how people talk about when they're in positions, there's this imposter syndrome thing, right? So I think that when I personally, as a director, when I first got there, I'm like, I remember having conversations with other colleagues kind of saying, yeah, man, I don't even know if I'm doing this right or what it is. I kind of feel like it.
Yeah, but what is right?
Right? That's a good
Like,
question.
how do you define what is right?
Yeah, and is it, and that's a great question. And I think that whether it be comfortable with who, being able to communicate and advocate for your people, there's the I can talk to my staff, but am I able to properly advocate to them, to my boss, right? To the city manager,
Yeah.
to the council or something like that, which, for years, did I really own that? Did I, I think I always tried, and maybe I faked it till I made it, who knows? And did I really make it? We'll see. But I think it ended up being that it was a true comfort level more of myself, right? I'm more comfortable with how I am and what I've done, because whatever I've done, I can see some evidence of it, mostly working, right? So I think maybe it was the intimidation factor of walking into an all-star team and having to lead this all-star team,
I
and
think
then
it's
really
really cool
realize,
that
hey,
you
I'm
knew
cool.
90% of them.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
yeah.
Huh.
Like, it takes away that whole, how many months do we need to get to know each other?
Yeah, correct.
Where there's
Correct.
already credibility and trust that I know of them.
Do you
and I'm
feel
hoping
it
to
would
be-
have been the same if you walked in and you didn't know 90% and you only maybe knew 10%?
See, so that I thought about that too. It's like, I think that I don't know that it'd be the same. I know that I believe
I don't
that
think it would be.
Yeah, I believe that I would have been able to still come to that same conclusion of, I am who I am. Let her rip. Let's see if they can deal with my, the way in which that I do things, or my style of leadership, right? I think that
Because it does take a unique person to be able to.
you got to kind of deal with me a little bit. So, but because I think I have, I try to share a vision that, could be a lot for people, and it may be a shock, or you get that, well, we haven't been asked that.
That's not the way we used to do it.
Yeah, not the way we used to, but it's more of, I haven't been asked that before, or to think like that before. And for some, it's a little more difficult. And I really do believe in people owning it, right? Own your leadership, own your part. I need you to be who you are in the role that you are, because you're the resident expert, or you're the one that's going to be able to provide me the best information so that I can advocate for you and whoever else is in here. So,
So the Burlingame Recreation Division, we have a yearly motto, and it started in 2024, and it was planned ahead because we were kind of dealing with a whole bunch of fire drills. This year's for 2025 is own it.
own it.
And so that's what we say all the time is, are you owning that? Did you own that? And so kind of to go with that point, it is kind of a good philosophy.
Yeah. So it is that. I like that one. Did you own it? But I mean, in coming in new to something, right? 'Cause, so would I have said something different if I didn't know 90% of the staff? No. Right? Would I have felt different about me? No, because I finally got to a place where I'm like, I earned this job. I did all the things I needed to do to get it. If I didn't do what I did in my previous agency, there's no way I would have been ready for today. So, which was kind of cool. But would I be doing it different and communicating it differently? No, but it certainly helps to know the people, and not even just the players my team that I work with, but then the decision makers, because I live in this community and I've been around them and I served with them.
Right.
I've served with them in different capacities and different boards and things like that. So this is blowing me away right now of kind of being here.
Are you a fan of that, of living and working in the same community?
At the moment, I mean, until something comes up, but I think that it also potentially adds some credibility, right? It's like, look, we're all trying to do the same thing for our community,
Yeah. When they say like, my taxes go to your salary, and then you can say like, so do mine.
You should pay more. Okay.
Yeah, I lived and worked in Pacifica for a brief moment, and I don't know, maybe it's just because my age. I was in my early 20s. It was a bit of a challenge for me. I don't think I liked it. I don't think I really fully, how do you say, like, was able to kind of transition out of work Nicole and home Nicole as quickly as possible.
So that is something I would say that allows me to be able to do it now, right? If now in my career, like my former agency that I was with is the next door neighbor, but we share a school district, we share, fire district, we share some essential services that are there for us. So I've gotten to know all the players. So that also made the transition smoother. But can I turn it off? Can I turn it off, and can I go have dinner and not worry about who's going to come in here? It's not without the fact that I get texts from friends saying, hey, the building wasn't open. Can you tell me what I need to do? Which really means, will you get down here and open it for me?
14 years later, I still get that from
Pacifica. Yeah. So, which I think is funny. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess they're going to do that. And then you got staff going, how did you know about this thing? Yeah. Because my neighbor told me basically ahead of time. But I think that I can do it now in my career and be able to put that boundary out for myself and probably for them, and be able to say, hey, that's not my call today, or whatever I need to say to smooth it out.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, it was so, like I mentioned, it was so early on in my career that it was like, and that was like a weird time where I wanted to do my job so well that I was 100% responsive to work.
Yep.
And I think that maybe kind of faltered in some personal stuff.
Yeah, I think, what did I talk about? Yeah, I'm just crusty now, so I'm going to be able to say, nah.
You're not crusty.
So, but then I know I'm not, but I am. I mean, I think that there's a lot that is happening through experience. You get that, maybe it's a shell of protection, we'll call it that today. That
that's interesting. That's a funny way to phrase that.
Yeah. So there's a level of boundary, and there's a level of protection that you have to put in there, I think, in order to do this. Because, quite honestly, it is weird walking in a room with, let's say, the decision makers and say, hey, we've, been at the same locations together, or our kids may have gone to school together, and I know you from a full different world, and now you make the decisions that could drive my profession, right? So, it's cool. It's interesting. And, I'm also, I think, probably, I'm not going to ever say I'm mature, but I'm mature enough to understand the relationships, right, and how they're going to work. So I want to be a kid forever.
I do think that comes with maturity. I don't know if I've hit that yet.
I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm hoping.
Yeah, no.
That it works on my end.
When you figure it out, let me know. I'll take notes on that.
Which is really nice. This is, first I just thank you, because I just needed some headspace moving to be able to talk about it, right? And this is what it's about. This is why am I doing this podcast? So that I can model what Take 5 looks like, and it looks like a whole lot of different things for a lot of different people, right?
This conversations hit on a lot of topics.
Yeah, and we just did that, and yes, 5 minutes takes more than 5. We know that, but I just wanted to thank you for taking the time with me today and being able to.
Thank you for asking me.
I'm
honored.
Because I totally value your opinion and your thoughts, and I think honestly, this talk has calmed my brain, if that makes any sense.
I'm happy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I want to just.
Well, I'm happy to be helpful, Henry.
Thank you for that. And I have to ask you, as I do ask all guests, and I know what your answer will be, because if it's not, I will be completely disappointed. But the Take 5 challenge is a challenge. Therefore, are you willing to take that challenge on and be connected with another professional and take 100%. That 5 and check in on them?
100%.
Excellent. And where can someone get a hold of you if they wanted to get a hold of you? You don't have to give the full deets with date of birth and social security.
My address is.
So, but yeah, where do you want them to reach out to you?
You can always email me. It's my first initial and last name, so NACQUISTI at burlingame.org.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Burlingame.gov.
.gov. One of those. Look for
Soon to
Nicole.
be, not yet.
So can I go out the door and go, Nicole? So,
Absolutely,
all
most
right.
people do.
Did you just hear that? All right.
I did. Henry, hi.
So, it's echoing. I like that. Well, thanks so much, Nicole. I appreciate your time and efforts, and we'll be talking to you soon. And for the rest of you, I will be right back with a couple of final thoughts where I talk about Nicole without Nicole in the room. So, but
Say good things.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, everybody, and I'm back from that conversation with my friend Nicole right here on the Take 5 Challenge, brought to you by CPRS and the Push to Play Network. I was really, really appreciative of just being able to say a couple things, share a couple things with Nicole, and have a good conversation that just kind of went in different directions. But at the end of the day, I think was able to help me quiet. You know, I may have looked for, hey, how do I find my rhythm? But then talking to her and reminding myself to find the balance and to find a way to be for myself, but then also how it is I need to show for my folks, for my team, and make sure that they're able to see who I am and what I'm about. And those things are appreciative, very much so, to hear from her. But again, I think at the end of the day, what is Take 5 is that we make each other better, is that we sharpen each other, and that we're there for each other, and we connect. And I really did have that good chance to connect with Nicole today. And at the end of the day, for me personally, it was about quieting the brain and just letting it settle right now, and allowing me to take whatever next step I may take for the day, for the profession, whatever it may be. So I'm grateful to her. And on that, I just want to say, I challenge you folks to take 5 with someone, be a part of their world, let them be a part of yours, and don't be afraid to just reach out and talk. 5 minutes a month, that's all it takes, right? To chat and to do that. If you want to try and find me, you can find me at the Take 5 Challenge on Instagram. I think it's Take5_challenge, one of the two, but look it up, find me, find our logo. What I would love to hear from you is, hey, here's someone I want to talk to. Here's someone I'd want you to talk to. Here's a topic I might want you to bring up, because I would love to do that. Or, hey, I'd love to take 5. Let's take 5, and then I'll, either take 5 on the phone, on the screen, whatever you'd like to do. But I'd love to do that with you. Again, we thank CPRS and the Push to Play Network, and we will see you next time on the Take 5 Challenge.